Mother has had two brain surgeries and a very serious stomach surgery. My mom, I have been for the past 7 years, I've been trying to take better care of her than she was accustomed to taking. She was a businesswoman and she was so focused on business and she wasn't taking care of herself. She wasn't checking about food. So her customers and friends would bring her food, but it was never really much of anything really good. And when I came here, I saw all this food in my mom's fridge and freezer. My mom had stuff in the freezer that looked at like it had been there for like over 10 years. Freezer burnt and everything. And I realized she was not shopping for groceries. She wasn't buying food. She was relying on the generosity of her customers and friends. And it wasn't like my mom is poor. My mom has loads of money. So what's going on? I realized my mom had these mental health issues that were never addressed. My family tend to gloss over things, never acknowledge things, never claim things are happening. The house will be on fire and they will not say a word. I don't know what was done to my family. They seem to be under a spell. My mom definitely, she was so abused by men in her life that she became very submissive to men. And that was so disturbing to me. That really wrecked my life because it affected me so adversely. I was unaware of why I was the way I was, but I was also aware that my mom had been abused by various men in her life. When I was a child on the island, my mom had a boyfriend. He would come and terrorize us in the middle of the night. He would throw rocks on the house. The houses, they were galvanized iron roof. So that is very noisy. In the middle of the night, you're sleeping and boom, you hear this crash above you. It's a rock on the galvanized iron roof. And then he is there. It's like 2:45 in the morning, 2:30. He's there calling out my mother's name in the night, in the darkness, because we were in the country. And what you saw was fireflies. There was no light. If we had lamps, we had candles. And in the night we're sleeping, so there's no light on. Yeah, we did have electricity. Don't get it twisted. The guy would be calling my mom, come out. He wants her to come out. Why would you want the woman to come out at 2:30 a.m.? Her children are in the house. There was me, there was my little brother, there was my granny. And my granny told her, don't go. Don't get out of this house. And she stayed until then. Finally, she couldn't take it anymore because he wouldn't stop. He was a light-skinned black male. He was a redskin. That's what they called him at the time, redskin. That's what we called ourselves, redskin. And he was wicked. It says, I learned that the men on my island who had red skin, they were wicked. I don't know what that was about. Maybe they were favored because they were for lighter complexion and they would get away with things, but they were very abusive. And he was certainly, not only that, I thought he was nuts. Because who does that? Knowing that it's an older woman and children in the house and you're doing that, he was a terrorist. He traumatized us. And nothing was ever said about that. It disturbed me. And to see my mom and then I come to Canada, my mom married this guy who she had 2 children with, the 2 last children. This guy was abusive, but he never abused I noticed that. He never abused my mom in front of the children he made with her. He only abused her in my presence. So the things I saw him do to my mom, they did not see. They thought their father was great. They knew damn well that nigger was not great. There was nothing great about him. Except that he lied and cheated, and he had a big ugly nose in the middle of his face. One day, I don't know what it was they were fighting about verbally, right? And he said, oh, you're hot. I'll cool you down. Let me cool you off. And my mom she had these big pails. I remember, these are pails that they sell like salted pigtails or salted beef. And they come in these white pails, big pails. Some different sizes. But my mom would get the big ones and she would soak the clothes in water, soapy water, soak it for the day and do the laundry the next day. The clothes all soaked and pre-soak the clothes before you wash. And this guy took we were in an apartment at the time. That was when I first came in. We were in an apartment. Then we moved to a house, and then bigger house and bigger house. But the first thing was the apartment. This guy picked up this big pail of, it was clothes in soapy water soaking, and he poured it on my mom's head, man. I looked at this like, what am I seeing? What? My mom was the most meek, mild. My mom never raised a voice. My mom never really showed. My mom showed anger around the house. It was passive aggressive to us children. If she was upset, we didn't wash the dishes, or the kitchen was a mess. She would slam doors. First thing in the morning, she's slamming doors. So we were wakened from bed with this, to me, violence, you know. It's bang, bang, crash, smash. She's pissed off and she won't say anything. She's slamming doors. And it didn't affect my siblings. They stayed sleeping. Didn't bother them. It always disturbed me. It bothered me. It made me feel unsafe. It made me feel not secure. It made me feel... I just always felt out of sorts and unhappy because my mom was not happy. She married a man who did not like her and didn't love her, and she had aspirations for bettering her life and her children, and she wanted material things because my mom came from a background where they had. My mom did not come from a background of lack, but the big mistake she made was to get with the men who lacked. Because those guys get with women who come from a background where they were used to having food and they lived well. These women go and get with a guy who did not have that upbringing. They are not equally yoked, and only disaster could ensue from this union. And that's what happened. He couldn't stand her because she wanted to go to work, but she want a house. She don't want to be in an apartment. She want a house. Because she grew up in a house. Okay? He could have stayed in an apartment for the rest of his life and be fine. She wasn't. She wanted betterment. She wanted growth, development. He didn't want that. He wanted to keep her down in that place. And he was mad when she did what she had to do to get the first mortgage. He was mad. He wasn't contributing as my mom was contributing. Okay? This guy poured this a pail of soaking clothes, soapy water on my mom's head. And it really disturbed me to see that. And I started to hate him. Because before that, what I had seen him do to her, my mom come from work. She's on the phone with her friends. She's worked all day. She's chatting with her friend. And he says, oh, she's always on the phone. Who the cares she's on the phone? What's your problem? You're always out playing dominoes, also known as cheating. Your brothers and sisters all knew you were cheating on my mother, and they all kept quiet. So they were laughing behind her back, like she's a dumbass. Because their brother does not know how to be a decent human being and not cheat on his wife with some scum. Okay? So she's talking on the phone with her friend. And he says, oh, she's always on the phone. And he goes, I'll fix that. And he's talking, I'm the only one there. And I go, whoa, what's he talking about? He comes with a pair of pliers. He gets down on the floor. It's a little box. It was back then the TV had, the phone, little square box, and what do you call that? Shit, I don't remember these words now. In the house where the wall reached the floor and you have a piece of wood. I can't remember what they call that shit. I'll just say the edge. No, it's not the edge. Jesus. But anyway, the box is usually located just right above that little thing. And the man took the pliers and he disconnected the call. And I could hear my mom, hello? Because she's not hearing. It's the conversation is no longer flowing. And what's going on? Because her husband just disconnected the call. Because he thought she shouldn't be on the phone. And she pays bills. I saw that man as what he was, a piece of shit. My mother literally married a turd. And I call him a turd because he tried to touch me inappropriately. Every freaking morning, Monday to Friday, this nigger. Oh, they call themselves niggers now. But he was an N-word, certainly. Come to my bed every freaking morning. That was really what morning means. That's why I say grand rising. I don't say good morning because there was nothing good about it. Every morning, every a.m. he came to my bed, felt me. He tried to feel me up, He's groping, trying to reach something. What the hell he's trying to reach? I'm a teen girl, skinny as heck, scared as fuck, came from the Caribbean, going to school, and I was supposed to excel. I was always told how much potential I had. And this guy started trying to F me, and I just suddenly, my mind is a fog. I cannot think anymore. I cannot read. I used to read voraciously. I can no longer retain any knowledge. I cannot read. I'm just stuck, stagnant in this place. Because something was supposed to have happened when he tried to defile me. And nothing happened. And that made me lose my damn mind. They called us angry. Why are you angry? You don't know what the hell is going on with us. And now you've actually made pedophilia and child molestation. You've made it something. You've made it a thing that should be honored and upheld. And we're not even supposed to talk about these things that these guys do to children. And they have child trafficking and sex trafficking. And everything is money, 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 money. And they are into sacrificing lives, babies, blood, adrenochrome. They need it, they want it, they can't get enough. It's always our children. It's always our blood. So why are our people complicit? Why do they not speak up and speak out against it? Instead, they are all in the lives of celebrities. Celebrity life is what is important to we are influenced by America, right? The media, America. And I don't see anything good coming from that culture, that where we are concerned. Anyway, my mom is outside, right? She was falling, and I got her a whistle because last week she fell twice, just outside trying to do pulling dandelions. She fell. Luckily, my food delivery service had arrived, and the man helped her up. Okay. So when she fell the second time, and I wasn't around, and she said nobody was around, or just at one time that person helped. I said, here, I have this whistle. It's a whistle for, if you are out and somebody's trying to attack you, you blow this whistle. It's so piercing. I put it right at the door for my mom. I see my mom still going in, still going out. She's not supposed to be doing that by herself. I said, here, at least, if you want that independence, take the whistle. Easily put it on your wrist. You can put it around your neck, whatever. If you fall, you blow the whistle. You can get some assistance. My mom walked right past the freaking whistle. The whistle is so bright, you can't miss it. She walked right past it because she refused to accept that she's declining. And, instead of taking care of things so she doesn't keep falling, I used to go for walks with her. We would go for a good long walk for like 30-minute walk, 40-minute walk back. And she fell. I started to, as I reached the house, I leave her because I want to rush home for whatever reason. And I don't know, she fell. Somebody driving past stopped the car and helped pick her up. So after that, I couldn't, she didn't want to go walking anymore. Plus she got issues with her feet, So I'm actually taking care of my mother. I'm not being paid, But my mom pays bills. So I'm like, she paid the bills. What can I do? Take care of the property. Take care of her. Do the cooking, do the cleaning, Now I'm supposed to cut grass because my brother won't cut the grass. He got always a reason why he can't cut the grass. Okay, so I'll cut the grass because you see, when I was raised, they never taught me, they never showed me, they never got me into doing things that are supposedly male jobs. So I never got to cut the grass and handle machinery, equipment. No, they let the boys, which is a dumb way to raise children. I want to insist that my niece and nephew growing up, they're going to be instructed on everything that is useful. The little girl is going to be able to use tools if she needs, that she doesn't have to depend on a man. Anyway, my mom did it wrong, okay? I'm speaking because I chose not to follow in her shit steps. They were shit steps. My mom had me at a young age. She was a teenager, which means that some man older than her went after her. And again, my father had very black skin and my mom was light skinned. This is to say, a lot of these dark skinned guys go after light women lighter complected women, and they ruin their lives. They wreck them because they're abusive. These dark-skinned men, and if you're a black man, if dark-skinned and you're not abusive, good for you, okay? But many are not good men. They're abusive. They're abusers. They traumatize us. They terrorize us. In the home, the little children are getting molested. And nobody talks about it. And then you are painted as an evil one. You are painted as the crazy one. Because you got to be crazy. You got to be nuts to speak up when nobody else does. Nobody else is talking. And even on media, because those who control the media, guess what they're doing in their homes? Guess what these wealthy people, billionaires, are doing? They are molesting their children too, or they molested their children. And this shit never ends. It goes in generations of molestation. And if you think society is going to thrive on adults preying sexually on children, well, I have nothing else to say. Thank you and good day. I'm Domina Della Pie, Mistress Sasha Storm. And once again, we have another gray day. No sun. No sun. It's May. I believe it's the 7th or the 8th, the 9th. It's May. It's becoming the middle of May. And it's so cold that I lit a fire last night at 5:30 p.m. And I did not put it out until 1:30 a.m. Is that 7 or so hours? 7, 8 hours. I had a fire going because the house is cold, very cold. It's as though the gas company, Enbridge, like they want us, because the gas over the winter, the winter never ended. It's still winter. All we had every day, gray day, rain, snow, hail, all kinds of shit falling. Then they're spraying above. You see up the planes spraying, all kinds of assaults. That's what we're getting here. And you all are going to vote for the same shit, the same party, the same politicians tricking you. You keep getting tricked. I'm so dumb. I pulled myself out of the matrix. I am no part of that society. That's why I'm trying to grow my food, but hey, by the weather, they're making sure that we cannot grow our gardens. It is so windy, the winds are so high, the temperatures are so cold, it's like they turn air conditioning on outdoors. It's not enough to have air conditioning inside. They gotta have it outside. So when you wake up in the morning and you step outside, you feel like you've walked into a walk-in fridge or freezer. Okay? That's what it's like today in Canada. Good day to you.